often. If you're traveling in Queens, the southbound Van Wyck's very slow to Jackie Robinson Parkway. We have a disabled vehicle out there, and the right lane is blocked. Karen Stewart, 1010 Wins at 92.3 FM.
I'm attorney Jenna D'Agostino, continuing the legacy of D'Agostino & Associates, the injury firm. I work closely with my father, John D'Agostino.
We're documenting history for future generations, folks. We know these kind of videos are not exciting or entertaining, but I wanted to record a daily snippet of the news for future generations to.
I didn't stop or anything. I got off the car. They arrested me as soon as I got out the car, and they told me I was being detained for kidnapping. And I asked them, like, well, kidnapping of who? And they told me this lady, I don't know her name. And
Nancy Guthrie?
Yeah, that's her.
He says he works for GLS and may have delivered a package to her house, but he didn't kidnap anyone. The 84-year-old mother of Today co-host Savannah Guthrie has been missing since the early morning hours of Sunday, February 1st. This latest development comes after the FBI released video and still images from the Nest camera at the home. That apparently took a while to get because Nancy Guthrie did not have a subscription for the camera service. Meantime, 2 ransom note deadlines have passed, and so far, there has been no proof of life. Nurses at New York Presbyterian now having their say on a tentative deal that, if approved, could bring the nurses' strike to an end.
So today, nurses will be voting. We'll see if this officially ends a month-long walkout as nurses at New York Presbyterian reaching their own tentative 3-year contract on issues like job safety, wages, and staffing. New York Presbyterian nurse Beth Loudon has been one of the lead negotiators, and she told us back a few weeks ago how difficult the process has been.
Because we haven't gotten any responses on anything, as we did the last Thursday, they didn't actually give us any responses. They only received our proposals.
Presbyterian nurses joining Mount Sinai and Montefiore in getting these new contracts. Now, results of the votes could be known as early as tonight. If all is ratified, nurses could be back at all locations on the job by this weekend. Glenn Schuck, 1010 Wins, 92.3 FM.
Outrage in the West Village.
What do we do? Stand up, fight back. What do we do? Stand up, fight back.
That's where the Trump administration removed the pride flag from the Stonewall National Monument. It comes after the feds issued new guidance that limits flags beyond the official American one that can be displayed at sites managed by the National Park Service. Margot Avery has lived across from the site since 1958.
I don't know, it's stupid and petty and mean, and it's typical of our current federal government. Horrible.
Former President Obama designated the National Monument in 2016 to mark the site of the 1969 riots that launched the gay rights movement. Manhattan Borough President Brad Holman Siegel says he and other local elected officials will be putting that flag back up tomorrow. Gunfire at a Bronx subway stop Tuesday left 1 man wounded and cops looking for the shooter.
Passengers in the East 170th Street B&D station said they heard multiple shots as the 2 men argued on the platform. The shooting was the first in the system this year. Angel said he's always on alert.
Yeah, it's just like around in the Bronx where you really have to be cautious, especially at night.
The shooting occurred just before 3 in the afternoon.
It happened around once the students got out, and that was just terrifying.
The shooter reportedly had a history of transit-related crimes. Marla Diamond, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM in the Bronx.
Let's get Bloomberg Money Watch and Courtney Donahoe.
Susan Hilton has been adding new hotels to its global network, and that's driving growth. The company, which owns brands such as Hampton Inn and Waldorf Astoria, reported quarterly earnings that topped estimates. Hilton is optimistic about the year ahead because of the number of major events folks are traveling to, including the World Cup and America 250 celebration. Wall Street is waiting on the January jobs report. That's out in about an hour from now. Employers probably added 65,000 workers last month. S&P futures rising 9 points. Dow futures gaining 55. I'm Courtney Donahoe, Bloomberg Money Watch on 1010 Wins at 92.3 FM.
Hello, 40 degrees. We missed you. Get those t-shirts ready. A warm weather wardrobe reminder from 1010 Wins at 92.3 FM.
Beep, beep.
I was saying back there when I stopped abruptly to hear the news that we're recording for future generations to listen. 20, 30 years from now, they can come back to these videos and know what was going on in the New York metropolitan area.
27-month lease, 24.
And yeah, I do know that you can see everything on the internet, all the news, all the major news, but it's nothing like hearing the actual broadcast of when the things were actually happening. And sometimes you don't get the local flavor in New York.
So he called Beth at PSE&G.
All right, let me let that white van go past.
I bought a new boiler with big incentives and on-bill repayment. And
Okay, good. I thought they were not gonna let him in.
/radio to see how your business can be made even better.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. You know, the big wireless companies say they have discounts for people over 55, but unless you're willing to sit on hold and ask, you're probably paying more than you should. At Consumer Cellular, there's nothing to hunt down. We're built for people 50 plus with plans starting at just $20. And our 100% US-based customer service actually answers the phone. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com today and get your second month free for a limited time.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Take the guesswork out of cooking, folks. The Chef IQ Sense is a must-have wireless cooking thermometer that eliminates under or over cooking chicken, fish, or steak. Order the newly released third-generation Chef IQ Sense at chefiq.com. That's chefiq.com.
Today's tax tip is brought to you by Anshin Accountants and Advisors with Kevin McHale, tax partner in Anshin's Real Estate Group.
Under the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, recent changes to the Opportunity Zone program include a rolling capital gains deferral period, updated basis step-up, and tax-free appreciation rules, new categories of qualifying funds, and revised criteria for the census tracts that qualify as Opportunity Zones. At Anshin, a partner-owned firm since 1923, we help real estate professionals navigate through the new Qualified Opportunity Zone rules so their investments align with their goals of maximizing deferrals, minimizing capital gains, and ensuring compliance with the updated legislation. If you're launching a new fund or restructuring existing investments, let Anshin strategically guide you through these changes and deliver value where others can't.
For more tax tips from Anshin, visit Anshin.com. That's ANCHIN.com. Anshin Accountants and Advisors, helping you recalculate what's possible. Getting homeless animals off the streets of New York City. Adopt, foster, or join the team at puppykittynyc.org. 35 degrees and clear, going up to 41. Winds news time 7:30.
And a very good Wednesday morning. I'm Scott Stanford. A dramatic moment yesterday in a New Jersey murder trial. The defendant's daughter telling jurors her father collapsed in tears when police told him that his brother and entire family were dead. After 17 days of testimony, the defense has rested without the accused dad taking the stand.
2 homes, 2 fires, 4 murders. And today, closing arguments. Monmouth County prosecutors saying Paul Canero killed his brother Keith, sister-in-law Jennifer, their 2 children, 11-year-old Jesse and 8-year-old Sophia, inside their Colts Neck mansion before setting it ablaze and later his own house, all to destroy evidence. Prosecutors describing it as a blood betrayal. The defense pushing the idea that investigators narrowed in on a suspect too quickly and ignored other leads. After summations, the jury will decide which side is right. At the courthouse in Freehold, New Jersey, Monica Guy, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM.
Winds News Time 7:31. We're going to get you where you need to go on a Wednesday morning commute. What say you, Karen Stewart?
Big problem in the northern burbs, northbound Springbrook Parkway at Bradhurst Avenue in Mount Pleasant. We're closed. All lanes. There is an accident getting dealt with there. Sawmill Parkway, the Taconic, they'll work out well for you as alternates. As we take a check of the Hudsons, here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. The southbound Westchester bound Mario Cuomo is doing all right. A little slow, not too much of a big problem. Inbound GW Bridge 30 to 35, except from the Palisades and 4, which is 15 to 20. The inbound Lincoln's 30, the Hollands 40 from the Skyway, 25-minute delays from the Newark Bay Extension, and over at the East River, the inbound RFK very slow to the Upper East Side. Lower East River crossings, we've got delays city-bound at the Brooklyn Battery Tunnel. In the Bronx, the southbound Deegan accident literally just got cleared at 230th Street. Delays go down to 95 from up at Yonkers Avenue still. Continue to stick with Henry Hudson Parkway because the Bronx River Parkway is very heavy with alternating traffic. Responsive by Paramus Chevrolet. Karen Stewart, 1010 wins at 92.3 FM.
Together, let's drive at Paramus Chevrolet for just $477 a month and $477 to a delivery. Lease a brand new Equinox EV 4D wagon LT Evotex with all-wheel drive for just 39 months. Fine. Enjoy 0.0% APR financing for well-qualified buyers. Visit ParamusChevrolet.com today.
All right, let's get a check of that forecast. Meteorologist Joe Lundberg. Joe, we get warmer and windy today, don't we, sir?
We do indeed. In the wake of the front that came through last night, we're going to see temperature rebound to 41 today, but the wind will pick up. And you could actually call into play the AccuWeather real field temperatures, though considering we haven't seen 41 for almost 3 weeks, I'm not going to worry about it. And we'll see some sunshine tonight. Partly cloudy skies, breezy, a bit colder, 30 in Midtown, but most suburbs in the 20s. And a windy tomorrow, a little bit colder with sun and clouds and a high of 36. Mostly sunny Friday, the high 37. It looks like we'll start the weekend off pretty nice with sunshine. We get to 41, clouds increase Sunday, and we're looking at a potential storm threat for Sunday night into Monday. Right now in Central Park, clear skies, sunshine, 36 degrees. The humidity at 59% and the wind out of the west at 8. Repeating the current temperature, 36, headed up to 41 in Midtown. I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg on New York's weather station, 1010 wins on 92.3 FM.
Thank you, Joe. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu coming to the White House today. He's going to talk to the president about possible military options against Iran.
The president will host Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu for a bilateral meeting.
White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says the two will discuss a range of issues, while the prime minister says first and foremost, he plans to focus on Iran. The meeting comes days after Iran and the U.S. held talks in Oman to discuss Iran's nuclear program, with more talks expected. At the same time, President Trump has ordered a U.S. military buildup in the region, while Iran continues its crackdown on anti-government protesters.
That's correspondent Linda Kenyon. In a landmark trial that could reshape social media, Google and Meta pushing back against claims that their platforms are designed to addict children. Jurors in Los Angeles heard opening arguments as the companies say they're not responsible for the mental health harms that are being alleged by families.
The plaintiff argues that Instagram owner Meta and Google's YouTube intentionally design addictive features that cause harm to children who use their products, comparing social media platforms to casinos and addictive drugs. An attorney representing YouTube and Google says that KGM's 5-year average watch time was 29 minutes per day and just 1 minute 14 seconds using the infinite scroll feature on YouTube Shorts, noting that can be disabled or modified to match your users' preferences. I'm Lisa Dwyer.
Little turbulence up in the skies for Ja Rule. R-U-L-E, a mid-air beef turned into viral drama. The rapper got into a heated exchange with G-Unit members Tony Yayo and Uncle Murda aboard a Delta flight from San Francisco to New York. Do you understand what they're saying? Video shows passengers and crew stepping in as voices were raised. Ja Rule later bragged online that he, quote, popped on these punks after they started talking trash while his rivals claimed he left the plane. Popped on these punks. I didn't think I'd get a chance to say that today. That clip's now blowing up over on social media.
You would see him on TV any given Sunday. Win a Super Bowl and drive off in a Hyundai. She was supposed to buy your shorty Tyco with your money. She went to the
After an apology for years of anti-Semitic remarks, Kanye West books his first European concert in more than 10 years. We'll tell you where it all starts. And another bold name checks into the White Lotus for season 4. 1010 Wins Entertainment's coming right up.
She gon' leave with half. 18 years.
Let's go! You've still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19.
Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
How do airplanes fly? What's in this box? What does this thing do?
Kids are curious about everything, including guns. Learn how to store your gun securely and make your home safer at endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by End Family Fire, Brady, and the Ad Council.
Now this message, Scott Stanford here for our friends at Barish and McGarry. They are the lawyers for the 9/11